Hey Matsucore, Ryu here. So I'm doing a different format for this video, so just bear with me and let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you like this video side, so let's just dive right in. So about several weeks ago, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. It was a trek, but finally beat it, and now I have some thoughts. Okay, so the game. Well, let me give you the. Oh yeah, and there are going to be spoilers, obviously. So the story basically starts off with it starts off at the end of where 0.2 starts or ended, where Sora came back from his trip and he's on his way to see Hercules. Like, shows a little bit of that cutscene. And so, basically, because of everything that happened in Dream Drop Distance, Sora loses his, quote-unquote, power of awakening, and he has to get it back. And by get it back, basically means going through every Disney World back, like, without any breaks. So anyway, so Sora, or after going through every Disney World, I should tell you what Riku and Nikki were doing. Basically, they kept going to the realm of darkness to try to rescue Aqua, one of the Birth by Sleep people. So eventually, they meet up with her, and she's like evil because she was in the dark too long. And so Sora is able to awaken her, or not awaken her, but he's able to go into the realm of darkness because he gets his power of awakening back. So, after that, they rescue Ventus. Some stuff happens, and they end up fighting Xehanort. Xehanort murks Kairi, and then after beating Xehanort, Ericus was apparently inside Terra the entire time, and they go to the afterlife, and Xehanort also summons Kingdom Hearts and the Keyblade. So afterwards, Sora's like, I'm gonna go get Kairi back because they used her heart to become part of the Keyblade, and so after Sora leaves, well, I'll save that for later. No, I won't. Basically, Sora, everybody's on Destiny Island hanging out. Everything's good. Terra's back. And then, Kairi's sitting next to Sora. They both, no, they should have papu before the, final fight. But, they're, staying next to each other, holding hands, kinda. Her hand's on his, and then Sora disappears and Kairi cries, and that's the end of the game. So yeah, so let's talk about just some things, because one of the biggest issues with the game, because you know how it glossed over a big chunk of it, because it really didn't matter. It was just visiting Disney worlds. But the game has a serious pacing problem. Basically, in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, even though you were going through Disney worlds, the game would it would take a break, basically. For instance, in Kingdom Hearts 1, after going through the first 3 worlds, you had to go back to Traverse Town to do stuff. And then after, I think it was Hollow Bastion, you end up going back to Traverse Town to, do stuff with the Final Fantasy characters. And, hang with Kairi and stuff. So, that's how 1 did it. And 2, 2's much easier to describe, because you do go through each Disney World, on your same quests. And afterwards, you end up after going to Hollow Bastion and going through Tron's world, you have to deal with like the 1,000 Heartless, Xemnas, who Xemnas really is, like Goofy getting killed, like all that good stuff. So yeah, this game didn't have that. Oh yeah, and then afterwards, you would like go through a second journey, like through the same Disney World. That's something I kind of missed about this game because you go through each Disney World once. Yeah, it's about 2 to 3 hours long, give or take. Yeah, more longer, I guess, if you're playing on harder difficulty like me. I played on Proud Mode, so it was just awkward. Tangle and Frozen was basically the movie. Big Hero 6 and Monsters Inc. took place after the movie. And like Pirates of the Caribbean was really confusing because like the movie stuff that happened, Sora, Donald, and Goofy were like not there for any of it. They were just there for like they were off doing their own side quest. So afterwards, I think I'm forgetting one. Oh yeah, Hercules was the movie, kinda, I guess. But anyway though, yeah, let's talk about the good stuff about the game, I guess. So the gameplay is new. It's, I guess, not new. It's an upgraded version of what 0.2 did. Yeah, but there are a couple of differences though. Like, for instance, you can't customize like Sora's outfit and stuff. And there's also minor differences, like there are no attractions. And the combo system works a little bit different, though the difference kind of escapes me right now because I haven't played 0.2 in a while. But yeah, speaking of attractions, those kind of didn't really have an explanation, but they're really cool. I kind of did not like the way that they were situational though. Yeah, attractions are kind of secondary summons in the game, and they show up if like a green circle, like timer circle, will show up on an enemy, and you have to hit them, which will activate it. But yeah, I think it's environmental based, so depending on where you go or where you're at, you'll get 1 or 2 different attractions, so that's cool. Yeah, my only regret about it though is that the roller coaster that they first showed off, like in the trailers and you use at the beginning of the game, that one is like the only one that doesn't show up. Yeah, and I guess this goes without saying, but the music was really, really good too. Now let's go with the bad. And there are some bads in this game. Like, for instance, there's no post-game, or not no, but there's barely any post-game content. Like, the only thing that I think pops up at the end of the game are battle gates. I think they're carried over from Dream Drop Distance. But you basically you have to find them, and you can like fight waves of enemies. Yeah, there's like really no one-on-one stuff in the game. And speaking of, I guess enemies, I guess I really shouldn't say enemy, but there are no Final Fantasy characters, which means there's no Sephiroth fight in this game. Yeah, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it makes sense, kind of, because this game is more streamlined, like, in terms of narrative. But it still doesn't make sense that, like, there are no Final Fantasy characters helping out the, X-Organization characters, like Ixion, when he's doing, like, science stuff in, Ansem the Wise's lab, even though the Final Fantasy characters live in Hollow Bastion. It makes no sense because they were in Ansem's lab in, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, and then the game, like I said before, I played the game on proud mode. It was really easy. Even if I died, it was super easy. And then to make matters worse, they had added a new item called the Kupo coin, which was just basically the Kupo coin. When you die, it acts like an extra life, and it like revitalizes everything. Yeah, I feel like, and this is just, I guess, the elitist in me. It should have been relegated to an item that like shows up on like normal and easy mode, but not on proud mode. And speaking of proud mode, there's no critical mode. Apparently, some people found a critical mode, but yeah, I didn't read or watch any videos on that, but yeah, that would be nice DLC. Definitely would pay for that and do a second playthrough. And then, I guess you say the ugly of the game is that in places it feels unfinished. Like sometimes the frame rate will drop. Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's just me because I'm playing on the vanilla PS4, not a Pro, because, you know, I don't have money like that. But the camera messes up sometimes. And again, like I said, the story just feels super streamlined. So even if the game is finished, it feels unfinished. Kind of like, well, I guess in this case, it wasn't finished. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. That game was unfinished, but it's still a good game. Now, there's just a couple things about the main encounter. Because mind you, if they didn't do all the Disney stuff, this game would have been much shorter, obviously. But the final, the final area, the Keyblade Graveyard, and the final world, like, stuff happened really quickly. Okay? And that middle part I mentioned before, I feel like the middle part should have been Sora going to the world of, or going to the Dark World and rescuing Aqua. And then they could have done the Aqua stuff, like, or Aqua could have been doing some stuff off screen, kind of like Luigi from Mario Galaxy. But yeah, for starters, and I don't even know if anyone noticed this, maybe I'm the only one, but okay, Xehanort time travels in the game. Sora, like, time travels twice in it. Okay, the first time was when he like everyone got killed by the Heartless, and he had to go to everyone's worlds, or not. He had to go to the different worlds to like rescue their hearts, and then like after doing that and like awakening them, he like ends up back and like everything happens exactly the same, except he's like able to block it this time. And then the second time was when Sora gets killed by Xehanort, but then like it goes back to the same cutscene, but he like blocks it this time. So yeah. Now the ending again was confusing because Sora said that he was going to rescue Kairi, and then like the next cutscene where everyone's hanging out, apparently he rescued Kairi off screen and then disappears. So I'm assuming like everyone's looking up at her. So like, was she the only one seeing Sora? Was Sora actually there, but he disappeared? Like, what was she just, or was she like an illusion too? Like, there's just so many interpretations, and it makes like it's just super confusing, and we're not going to know like what to make of it like for the next couple years. Yeah, and speaking of which, in this game, Maleficent, like the game is, if you're playing this game, you better be well caught up on like the mobile game. Yeah, Union Cross, like Maleficent. Apparently, I didn't get this far, but apparently Maleficent is looking for the box that Lucio had, because apparently she went back in time. So she's like looking for the box. Yeah, which now that I think about it, it makes no sense that she was not in the Pirates of the Caribbean world. But she's looking for the box. She found out about it in Union Cross. And speaking of, the mobile game anyway, you better have got 2.8 and watched Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, because the foretellers come back with, I'm assuming with the same voice actors, and it turns out Lucio, one of the two characters who only wears a wears a hood, is really Zigbar, the most important member of Organization 13 outside of, Xehanort himself. He's the most important member who's not a Xehanort. Or Vanitas. Or Shion. Yeah, he's more important than, all the underling ones. And, it was a surprise. But unlike Japan, you could actually figure out why. You could figure out it was him, but just by when he started talking, by his voice. So yeah, that was crazy. And then I had to get the secret ending. And that was insane. Yeah, to get the secret ending, there are these emblems that look like Mickey's, logo. And you have to take pictures of them. And I think you have to get 90 on easy mode. 60 on normal or standard. And then 30 on proud mode. So I did 30. And yeah, basically, it looked like Sora and Riku were in a realistic world. Some people are saying that it's the World Ends With You world, which would be actually really cool, having both the World Ends With You and Final Fantasy. Yeah, in the next game, that would be really cool. But anyway, and then you see a character named Yozora, kind of watching them. And Yozora is interesting because in the Toy Story world, basically Yozora was he's like a video game character. And people are saying that this is Nomura's attempt at doing Final Fantasy Versus 13, his original vision, because other than Noctis, everything from that game was scrapped. So, Rex and Ham mistake Sora for Yozora. And now they end up in this World Ends With You looking world, and Yozora is an actual character. So yeah, that's super interesting, and I can't wait to see what they do with that. But overall, it just seems like this game needed some more time in the oven. I know we waited forever, but I'd rather wait another year or two for a complete game than wait or end up getting a rushed one. But the game is good enough. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's the best, because my favorite is still 2, followed by Dream Drop Distance. But yeah, that's just my thought on everything. If you enjoyed this video, again, be sure to hit the subscribe button, do all that goodness, and be sure to stay tuned for some more content, and just stay tuned, and I will see you soon.